Hi there, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a book that's been a real eye-opener for me when it comes to learning skills. What intrigued me to pick up this book was the question that it tries to answer. Can talent be developed? Let's talk about The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Pat, the founder of Pat Animation, an animation agency working for clients like Amazon, Coca-Cola, and Mars. Alright, back to our book. Let's start with this example. A small soccer academy in Brazil consistently producing top-tier players like Pelé and Neymar. What sets them apart from other academies? The author calls it ignition, the moment when passion meets purpose. This is what happens when the players not only love the game, but they each understand why they play it. So how would we bring ignition into a work/professional environment? It's about making sure that everyone on the team knows why they do what they do every day. It's clear that everyone on your team is highly skilled. But are you certain that each of your team members knows that their work serves a greater purpose? Knowing that your work is important is a powerful catalyst for becoming better at what you do. Coyle challenges us to think beyond the surface level of skills and abilities. He prompts us to consider the underlying motivation and drive that fuel the excellence. This is ignition, the first ingredient to developing talent. The second ingredient is deep practice, intense, focused, and deliberate training aimed at pushing one's limits. In the Talent Code, we read how young Brazilian soccer players honed their skills in a small, confined space of a futsal court. In futsal, players have limited space and time, forcing them to handle the ball a lot, make quick decisions, and execute precise movements. Coyle highlights how this type of practice enhances skill development because it constantly puts players in difficult situations, requiring intense focus and skill refinement. Another example of deep practice from the book involves the teaching methods of a music teacher named Clarissa. Clarissa used a technique called chunking to help her young students master those difficult musical passages. Instead of practicing the entire piece from start to finish, Clarissa would break it down into a small, manageable sections or chunks. This approach allowed students to learn the most challenging parts of the song, practice them repeatedly until they were mastered. This is the essence of deep practice. Breaking down a complex task or a topic into a small, manageable chunks and focusing your attention, deliberately practicing each chunk before putting it back into a big piece. When I was reading this, I asked myself, are we providing enough opportunities for deep practice in our organizations? Are we encouraging our teams to stretch themselves and learn from their failures? These seem like the questions that could lead to real growth. The third and final ingredient of developing talent is master coaching. In the Talent Code, Daniel Coyle explains that master coaching is what amplifies ignition and deep practice for skill development. A great example is the coaching style of Bob Bowman, who coached an Olympic swimmer, Michael Phelps, to numerous gold medals. Bowman's coaching style exemplifies master coaching because he tailors it to Phelps's unique needs and abilities. He focused on providing specific actionable feedback and designing training sessions in a way that pushed Phelps's abilities and his own limits. Bowman also created a highly structured training environment that focused on repetition and attention to detail. He broke down Phelps's strokes and techniques, identifying areas for improvement and then designing drills that would target those specific areas. I think what's also very crucial about Bowman's approach is that he put a lot of attention into maintaining a very positive and supportive relationship with Phelps. I think especially these days, with competition being at the highest level, it's easy to forget about the mental health of the athletes, when trying to push for greatness and better results. This combination of personalized instruction and structured training allowed Phelps to unlock his full potential, becoming one of the greatest swimmers of all time. So, as we wrap up, yes, the talent can be developed, and it is being developed all over the world. For us, managers who lead teams and are responsible for their growth, I encourage you to take a look at your organization and how are you fostering talent development? Are you igniting passion, embracing deep practice, and providing master coaching? Thanks for joining me on this journey through the talent code. I do hope you found it as enlightening as I did. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for greatness. This is Pat, signing off.